pro wrestling and MMA.
Yeah.
There was a lot of blurriness back in the day when Takada was fighting for Pride.
Yeah.
Because Takada was a huge pro wrestling star. And they had him as the anchor of Pride.
That company, Shin Nippon Pro Wrestling, that I work for over
Yeah.
there, Pride was their partners over there. And sometimes we'd be on the card, and the Pride guys would be there. And I'm looking at, in the dressing room, looking at the lineup, it's all in Japanese. I'm going, a good buddy of mine, Crazy Sato, this Japanese guy, said, who am I wrestling tonight? I hope it's a Gaijin, an American, you know. Because I didn't mind wrestling the Japanese. I just didn't want to fight the Pride guys. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because they were all big, man. They're back in the day in the 70s, those guys were like 220, 240. They were all big.
Yeah.
You know.
And the Pride was the Wild West, too. It literally, and Ensign Inoue went, and he had a contract that literally said, I think he said it was in all capital letters, too, we do not test for steroids.
Oh, God.
They're just like saying, like, we're trying to make the best product possible, so why would we test you for steroids? Have fun.
Yeah.
And so the Pride days were the Wild West, and people just had insane physiques, and they could go for days. And some of the best fights of all time came out of that era. Those Pride days, some of the best fights of all time. But the best example of the Wild West of Pride was a guy named Bob Sapp.
Oh, yeah.
And Bob Sapp was 375 pounds with abs. It was the craziest thing, and he fought Minotauro Nogueira in like the most epic fight of all time.
I love watching him.
And Nogueira tapped him with an armbar. It was fucking crazy, though. But he got pile drived on his neck, and his neck was fucked for the rest of his career from this one fight.
Sapp would get tired. He'd just start swinging wild haymakers.
Have you seen him, Tony? Okay, you need to see this because it defies logic.
Yeah.
You look at the size of him. Go with Bob Sapp versus Nogueira. When you see how physically big he is when he's moving, you're like, this isn't a real person. This is like the Hulk. This is like a comic book character. Too much tissue. There's too much going on there.
Yeah, he was a huge star in Japan.
Giant.
Yeah,
he ran afoul with some promoters and stuff, and it all went bad for him. But before that, they had like Bob Sapp dolls. They had like, he was everywhere. He was huge. He was promoting so many different products. He was gigantic over there.
Yeah, he sure was.
But those Pride guys, there was some blurriness back then because there was a few fights in Pride that a lot of fight experts were like, that looks fake. A lot of fans, a lot of martial artists were like, that looks fake. Like something, I think that's a fake fight. And I think there was some fixed fights.
Everything got blurry over there. It got, I mean, it was like the Wild Wild West during the 70s and 80s over there. It was so different. You know, when you went over there.
They like to do a lot of freak show things. Like, they would have giant people fight small people.
Yeah.
They like to do, like, they have this lady, Gabby Garcia. Have you ever seen her?
Oh, I have at the championships.
Yeah, at Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
When we went to Abu Dhabi. Yeah, she's so fucking big. She's like 240 plus pounds.
Yeah.
And they have her fight women who look like they just pulled them out of the, like, housekeeping and said, hey, put some shorts on. You're going to fight. Like,
that's crazy.
It's a complete mismatch. But they do stuff like that, like, kind of on purpose.